Hello and thank you for joining me. This is foodoffensive.com's weekly video broadcast coming at you from the front lines of our food supply. Now here I cover various topics from GMOs to other things that are in our food supply, and I'm getting near the end of a series of special reports on GMOs since we've been doing since January, and I want to move on to other things, but there's a couple more topics I wanted to cover, and one of those that I promised that I would cover is the idea of these how to shop and avoid GMOs, how to do your shopping and kind of how to read labels and things like that. I'm not going to get into the details of reading labels. Maybe you'll see a video of me in a store here coming up soon about looking through the different ingredients lists and things like that. I don't really cover healthy eating as you might think of it when you hear healthy eating, as far as watching sugar intake and fat intake and cholesterol and reading the nutritional facts and things like that. I cover strictly the ingredients that go into the food, because I believe that if it doesn't matter how healthy you're eating, if the vegetables and grains and things that you're eating in what you think would be a healthy diet come from genetically modified ingredients, or there's other preservatives in these ingredients, or other things that are in there that maybe you might not know about, that really voids the whole eating healthy. Because sure, you might look good on your stats to a doctor when you get your checkup if you're eating healthy, but in the long term of things, you can tell, you might find out when it's too late that you've been eating food that's just extremely bad for you. And so that's why I dedicated my website and my weekly videos, the time that I spend on these things, to really educate the public, and if nothing else, for my own self and for my family, when we're eating and making those decisions, we can choose to do the right things. And so by voting with our dollars, I believe that we can change things for the better. And this week I'm covering these non-GMOs, the Non-GMO Shopping Guide, and really how to do your shopping, and just I'm looking at non-GMOshoppingguide.com. They have a great website. It's from, of course, Jeffrey M. Smith at Institute for Responsible Technology, and they have an application for your phone as well. When you're at the store, you can have all of these items kind of right there in front of you in a nice condensed format that it's easy to find, and you can actually look at various. You can look up on the shopping guide by the product. Even pet products are on there, so it's very detailed, and they're constantly adding new products that are coming onto the market that have been proven to be non-GMO and good for us. But I want to go over in this particular video about the tips for avoiding GMOs, and that's right here on the site on a tab called Avoiding GMOs, as you can see here. Tip number one, there's about 4 here that they list. Tip number 1 is buy organic. Obviously, if you have a certified organic product, those products can't intentionally include any GMO ingredients. So if you buy products that are labeled organic or made with organic ingredients, you can have a little bit more peace of mind at buying that product. And the USDA organic seal is fairly reliable. It does state on here that the USDA seal, the regulations for that seal that says USDA organic, it says that they must contain 95 to 100% certified organic ingredients to use that seal. Well, I would like to have 100% and not be worried about that 5%. So that goes into tip number 2, and that's you can be doubly sure that it's a non-GMO product if it has the non-GMO project verified seal on there, and it's clearly noticeable. And more products you'll see at the store will have this, because it's, like I've discussed in other videos, it is a selling point, because there are many people who are looking for this. And as the public becomes informed, and hopefully people become more informed from my videos and my sources, that this will help us vote with our dollars and bring about a change in this country and in the world for genetically modified foods and other foods that are in our food supply that we cover in other videos. But this non-GMO project verified is a good sample of a product being safe to eat. And of course the dairy products will say You also want to look for dairy products that say no RBGH or RBST, or no artificial hormones or artificial hormone free on there. You want to look for that too in your milk if you're not already gone to raw milk and gone to that. But this non-GMO product, I know for sure the products that I see it on are the soy milk especially, but there are others that are popping up all over, like I said. And so that's at nongmoproject.org. Products being constantly added to that. Moving right along to tip number 3, it says to avoid at-risk ingredients. Well, it goes on to say if it's not labeled organic or verified non-GMO, then avoid those products made with ingredients that might be derived from GMOs. And of course, the 8 GMO or genetically modified food crops are corn, soybeans, canola, cottonseed, sugar beets, Hawaiian papaya, most of them anyway, and a small amount of zucchini and yellow squash. Those are at-risk ingredients. So if it's not labeled as organic or verified non-GMO, then you might want to avoid any products with those in there. Well, if you know anything about food or you pay attention to any food you buy, it's kind of hard to buy anything without corn in it, or some form of corn, or soy. So you really need to be careful when doing that. So it's better just to stick to that organic label, if at all possible. And then, of course, they put tip number 4 on here, and that's to download their shopping guides. They have paper format, kind of like a little brochure-looking thing that you can print out yourself. It's free. You just download it, and you can also get the Shop No GMO guide for the iPhone on the iTunes store, and I'm sure that'll be coming out on other phones as well. But it really helps you to uncover those hidden GMO ingredients on food labels. And it says that the food labels often read like a chemical periodic table, and it's true. I mean, if you've seen my other videos of me in the store looking at various candy and packaged foods, it's crazy the amount of stuff they put in there, and we just eat it without even thinking about it or without even worrying about it. And we really need to become more aware of what's in our food, and maybe that will help us to look and find out as to what's making us sick. Well, that pretty much covers this week's episode. You can look at more on this website. It just talks about eating out as well, like when you're dining out, because a lot of servers and things don't know enough about the food on the menu. They know what's the ingredients that are in it as far as the main items and that type of thing, but they don't actually know like down to what oil is used, what else is used in there, what kind of sugar is used, and things like that. So it's very important to ask those questions to know what you're eating, and it's very important to do that. And so that concludes this week's video broadcast from foodoffensive.com, and you can check out my other videos. And as we round up the end of our GMO coverage here, we're going to go into some more things, sweeteners and things like that, and really look into those things and look for more videos coming up on the website. We're nearing 3,000 views, and it's very exciting that people are actually tuning in and watching them, and hopefully becoming informed and maybe doing something on their own. So until next time, this is foodoffensive.com coming at you from the front lines of our food supply. Thank you for joining me.